back to the Quarantine News. I do hope you are keeping well and safe from wherever you're tuning in. My name is Elizabeth Njoga, reporting from Dubai. A quick look at our top stories for the day. The United States of America will need to borrow up to $3.2 trillion for coronavirus-related rescue packages. And over to Italy. Are they ready to start work after almost 2 months of lockdown? In Niger, the Labour minister succumbs to coronavirus, and in Bolivia, they registered over 400 cases in a space of 10 hours. Thank you once again for tuning into the Quarantine News, where we take you to the United States of America that have expressed their interest to borrow up to $3.2 trillion on the second quarter of 2020 for their coronavirus-related rescue packages, as it's almost giving up. USA right now is the world leader in coronavirus cases, and they have registered approximately 1.3 million existing cases. They have approximately 70,000 deaths and in excess of about 100,000+ in recoveries. The United States, which is world-proclaimed economic superpower, has done much more than just playing catch-up concerning the coronavirus as a pandemic, including announcing several and numerous breakthroughs toward the treatment of the same. We have featured previously the remdesivir, which was authorized by the FDA. We have seen the balm of Gilead. They have also banned a lot of diplomatic ties with several countries. At the very infancy of the coronavirus being declared a pandemic, we have seen a row or a retaliation with the Canada, where the Prime Minister for Canada went into a row with the Trump administration when he said there will be no any medical supplies exported to Canada for the Canadian health workers. We have also seen in the mid of February, the United States also confiscated surgical masks and the N95 mask that was intended for the German doctors and the German healthcare workers. Also in between, we have seen a row between the United States and India, where the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, said that the United States have no reason or have no power to call in any of the shots when India declined to do exportation for the hydroxychloroquine, which was among the breakthroughs towards the coronavirus treatment. Right now, only one country has given, or two countries rather, have given a formula that has about 99% of recovery ratio, and that is Israel and Madagascar. Now moving on to Bolivia. Bolivia is in Latin America, and Quarantine News has paid much attention to the Latin America cases, infections, recoveries, and deaths, and they have been greatly affected alongside the countries like Brazil, Ecuador, and now Bolivia, which is registering very huge number of cases in just a matter of hours. Now Bolivia has currently approximately 1,700 cases and almost 100 deaths. Bolivia, which has been operating on uncertainty on interim governance of Janine after the exiling of their former president, that is Evo Morales, at the close of 2019. Now Bolivian interim government has been acting under the realm of uncertainty in terms of lockdown, in terms of natural resources allocation, in terms of medical facility and equipping of the medical staff and for the people. Bolivia, which is now ready to come back into operation, has reported so many cases in its capital La Paz. That is from the beginning of the May up until now, the cases has been having a surge. Bolivia is not quite prepared to fight the virus, as we have seen the neighboring countries, that is the likes of Brazil and many Latin American countries. Now it's important to take into account that Latin America across the whole world has the lowest recovery ratio as far as the coronavirus pandemic is concerned. Now moving on to Niger. It's a sad day indeed, as the Minister for Labor and Employment in Niger, Honorable Mohammed bin Omar, has succumbed to the deadly coronavirus. Mohammed bin Omar becomes the 37th person to die in Niger, where the current number of cases are up to 760. They have approximately 500 recoveries, and the number of deaths are right now at 37. In a recent broadcast of his last message that was televised across the country, he advised the people to take care of themselves, and he urged the workers to protect themselves because coronavirus is not a myth, it's not an imagination, it's not something in the mind, it's a reality that kills people. And that was his last message unto the people before he breathed his last in the city hospital in the capital of Niger, that is Niamey. Now moving on to Italy, the National Bureau of Statistics in Italy has released a statement this morning that the death toll, or rather the death toll of the coronavirus cases, have been underreported by approximately 11,600 deaths, which now brings to controversy the actual number of cases or the actual number of deaths and recoveries that have been reported in Italy, which currently stands at about 212 cases. They have registered approximately 29,000 deaths, and according to this report, which is being received only today, the 5th of May, shows that the number of cases may be approaching almost 40,000 deaths. The number of recoveries having been registered to almost 83,000 now remains under question, as Italy is now ready to go back to business after almost 2 months of national lockdown. Today there was a little movement in the capital Milan, in the major cities of Italy, whereby everything was done under caution. In as much as Italy is far from over with its sterilization program all across its cities, they were back to operations, and Italy is now facing a new wave of attack, and that is from the organized crime groups, which are out to lure people in their millions, not regarding the fact that many have lost their jobs, have lost their livelihoods, and are just picking up. This new turn of events may be very risky or even fatal for Italy, as they have been the most and the worst hit country in Europe, and now the new discovery is that the number of coronavirus related deaths are even topping 40,000. This new surge of organized crime groups approaching and attacking the people in the city as they try to go back to their livelihoods is going to hit Italy differently, not only on the economic perspective, but it may be a reason why there will be a new wave, or rather escalation, of coronavirus related cases and eventual deaths. That's all we had time for here at the Quarantine News. I have been your presenter. My name is Elizabeth Njoga.